All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm going to be talking about reason. All right, this is a topic that's very broad. I couldn't possibly cover the scope of this subject fairly, but I'm going to share 4 different things with you that I hope will resonate. And if it does, leave a comment down below. All right, let me know what your opinion or your viewpoint is. I treasure it. And it could be that it might shed some light for myself or anybody else who would read your comment. Be respectful and be kind. That's all I ask, okay? Before I get started, let me share with you what I have in my beard today. This is a topic I like to bring up because most people are here, most guys are here, first of all, because of my beard-related videos. So I'd like to include this as a little something because they just simply might want to know. Now, I'm actually using Husky Beard and Grooming beard oil and beard cream. Now, this is a Husky Beard shirt. I love this shirt. It's got great graphics on the back and everything. You can acquire this also through their website. But I am using their Smooth Maverick beard oil. I love everything. Now, I know some people don't like to hear that, but this is absolutely true. I love everything from Husky Beard. I probably have more product from them than anybody else, okay? Smooth Maverick, their scent profile here is, let me put my glasses on, is peppermint, sandalwood, and vanilla. Peppermint, sandalwood, and vanilla. It smells so good. I absolutely love it. And I have their beard butter, beard cream. One thing I love about their beard butter is the texture is just spot on. Not too thick, not too thin. And it smells wonderful, stays in your beard all day long. I'm perfectly happy and content with Husky Beard. And all you have to do is click on the link below, use my code Boswell15. It'll save you 15%. I believe you get free shipping over $50, I believe, okay? But it's all there. It's all there if you click on the link. They do not sponsor this video, but I am an affiliate and I just like talking about them. So there you have it. That's what's in my beard today. All right, let's talk about reason. Okay, so most of us would like to think we have good sense, right? And then it's just abundantly clear to us at other times that we do not. We might be walking along a smooth road. Our foot might skim across a pebble or two that challenges our balance, and we're not too fearful of that. We're pretty forgiving, right? But then every once in a while we misstep into a hole or fall off into the ditch altogether. And then we know that we're not the most reasonable people in the world. Isn't that correct? At least it is for me. Maybe I should just speak for myself, but I'm really not much different than anybody else. I mean, I'm assuming that you and everyone else listening to this is just like me. Very flawed, right? We struggle to make sense of things. We struggle to handle things without letting our emotions get in the way, but it's tough. There's a very thin line there, isn't there? And so it's just something that we're always trying to deal with. Now, I say that, but there are people who really have no interest in it whatsoever. Okay? And we're gonna breach that subject here through 4 different quotes I want to share with you. All right? Now, the first one comes to us from a man named Edward G. Litton. I believe that's how you say his last name. All right. Here's what he said. He said, philosophers have done wisely when they have told us to cultivate our reason rather than our feelings. For reason reconciles us to the daily things of existence. Our feelings teach us to yearn after the far, the difficult, the unseen. Now, if you recognize yourself in any part of that, which part of it is it? Because one side is complimentary, the other is damning. All right? We want to cultivate our reason to reconcile ourselves to the daily things of existence because it's going to tell us how the world's actually working. But people who are unhappy, they're easy to identify. All you have to do is listen to them talk. It's not just it's not just the nonverbal cues, such as dark eyes, downward, that the way they look down when they walk, or it's not the way they sulk. It's not even that. It's the way they talk. Pastures are always greener on the other side of the fence, aren't they? Their ship hasn't arrived, and it probably never will. They're worried about what might happen. Even though it hasn't happened yet, it might never happen, but they're worried about it. They're completely miserable. And if one would stop to take stock of all of that and question it, they would realize none of it makes any sense in terms of how it's affecting them now. Okay? If you want to be miserable, if you want to be unhappy, if you want to be discontent with life and continue to feel unfulfilled, what do? You focus on the unseen, the difficult. You yearn after what you don't have. That's what you do. Rather than living in the presence and taking note of what exists right now, right in front of you. A reasonable person can see what stands right in front of them. An unreasonable person can't. They're too focused on other things that really don't even exist at the moment. The possibilities, the unfairness of life. Don't be that person. Don't rely upon your feelings to tell you how things are going to turn out or how things are presently at the moment. All right. I always wonder, when should I stop talking about these things and move on? But I am going to move on right now. The next one comes from James Harvey Robinson. Here's what he said. Most of our so-called reasoning consists in finding arguments for going on believing as we already do. That makes a lot of sense. There are people that will fight tooth and nail to stick to their guns about some fallacious commentary that they have either on their life or on the, let's say, the political zeitgeist or whatever it might be. They're not concerned with really sitting down and questioning what they believe about themselves or anything else. I would challenge you this. Listen very carefully. I would challenge you with this. You know what you already believe, right? You have your opinions, your viewpoints. They might be solely based on your feelings, okay? But they might also be sort of inbred, taught to you for many years. I'm not chastising anything that anyone believes, because some of the things you believe might be true, some of them might be false. But an interesting thing you can do for yourself is formulate arguments against what you believe and see if it stands up. A lot of people don't want to do that. Think about every possible argument you can come up with to counter what you believe, and figure out what makes sense, what doesn't, and why you have supposed ground to stand on to begin with. It'll make a big difference. Don't keep formulating an argument just to stand on some sort of hill that doesn't even exist except in your own mind. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying this next name right, but I believe this is Jean Rousseau. He said, reason's weakness is the belief that it has the capacity to convince unreason. Okay, let's just assume for a minute that you're the one with good sense. I know you question it every once in a while, don't you? You're not fully bought in, but let's just assume for a second you're the one with good sense, and someone drifts in and out of your life, or maybe it's a permanent fixture, a spouse, a child, a coworker, or anybody else, a friend, a long distance relative, and you're talking to them. They're telling you about something that's troubling to them. They seem like they're trying to work through something, and you realize that they're not being rational, okay? So you are trying to, in a way, counsel them. I believe this is called being officious. Giving your opinion when it's not sought for, asked for. But nevertheless, you're trying to help them. You have good intentions. But this person is digging their heels into the ground. They want nothing to do with it. They're more interested in defending the hill that they're standing on rather than ceding to logic and questioning whether they have been following the wrong chart the whole entire time. If you spend your time trying to convince people otherwise who have no interest, you're the unreasonable one. That's right. You're the unreasonable one. The subtraction has taken place on your end rather than on theirs. See, they haven't changed, but it will change you when you keep trying to invest yourself in that person in that way. So stop it. Stop, because you don't have the capacity to do that. All right. The next one, George William Russell. This is a real gem. He said, "Reason, alas, does not remove mountains. It only tries to walk around them and see what is on the other side. Does not try to remove mountains." Now, if you're hearing that and you're thinking to yourself, that sounds very similar to the scripture about prayer and faith being able to remove mountains. This is not akin to that whatsoever. Okay, it's not talking about the same thing, mind you. Okay, so if that's what's going through your head, get it out, because here's what he's talking about. The mountains represent the turmoils, the vicissitudes and vagaries in life that are bigger than us. In fact, they're not just bigger than us, they're so much bigger. They far outweigh us. And there will be people who continually try to move that mountain through force. They'll make a determination. I'm not moving, you are, to whatever it is. And if they lose the energy to do that, then they'll spend it on trying to cross over the top of it, but they don't have the strength. They never had it to begin with because they're not thinking right. The wise person says to himself, I'll take a circuitous route. I'll take a path I've never taken before. I'll see things I've never seen before, but I will get to the other side. That's the difference. That's what a reasonable person does. So, don't rely upon your feelings. Use logic, but you're going to have to sit back and understand that you might be wrong about things. Okay, you might be wrong. You're going to have to take accountability. You're going to have to be willing to cede ground and entertain different ideas. You're going to have to give up arguing with people that love their misery, that love the hard road. That's what you need to remember when you come to the mountains, and you will. In fact, they're everywhere. Stop trying to move them. Walk around. This is one of those instances where you could say it really is about the journey. All right, guys. I hope that this has really resonated with you. If it has, hit the like button. Share this with the person that you're thinking of right now that could use this. Now, do not share it with that person who's not interested in growth, who's not interested in changing their mind, who's only interested in defending themselves. Don't share it with them, okay? only those people who are like-minded. Because we know we're not always right, but we're flexible, resilient, reasonable. All right, guys. I've got to get going, but I've enjoyed my time with you. Consider donating to this channel. There's a link down below that you can check out. And I'll just see you on the next one. Have a great day and be wise.